about developing a theme for WordPress using WordPress MVC, which is a new framework that is in beta state at the moment. Alright, so last time we ended up doing the the template for the page. Although I added special thing over here. I added a feature for me to add I added 3 columns here, as you can see. One column is bigger than the rest of them. One is for widgets, so I can add special things here. The other ones are menus that I can easily add here in order to display something cool, you know. Alright, so here will be a menu, and here we will have our footer. The other thing I added, which is really cool, is that I managed to be able to make the user or the administrator change the color per page. So for instance, if I come here and I edit the page, you'll see that now I have a drop down in which I can change the color of the page. That's something that was added, or that's a feature added by these guys from Pretty Ducks, but it works pretty good. You can see that. So what I did, I do a little recap in terms of coding. So in order, first of all, with the colors, I came here to our page controller, and I did a hook on meta. So this what this will do is I added the list of colors to the page, to our model, as so this way we can have this list in our view. And then I created this function to get the color. You can see if passes an ID, if the ID is empty, gets the ID of the current page. And I'm caching the color, as you can see here. I'm using cache to cache the color depending on the ID. And what I do is I do a page find ID. I retrieve the page, and then I ask if the page has a color selected or not. If it does, then it selects the theme color that is selected, or if not, it doesn't add anything. And I saw that by not having any class, by default it used the cyan color. Then in the theme controller, what I do here is on classes, I call to this global function that I created that is called getColor. So the color class, which is the body purple, whatever that is selected, will be added to the body class, and that will affect the color of the page. Here you can see I created the footer for the page. Alright, so that's it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a template for the page that has documentation. So in order to do that, it's very straightforward. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our we have a page home page, page doc, and page normal page, and we're going to create a new page template. We're going to copy the ones that we have for home page, and we're going to create a new file, paste it over here, documentation. That's the name, or docs, probably docs. That will be the name of the template. So let me save it as page-docs.php, and here pages docs. That's what we want to render. So alright, so we come to our famous command line, and we're going to create that view because we don't have it. So let me position myself in our folder and call to php iuco create view, and the view is pages.docs. Right, so our view is created. So if you come over here, where is our view? Views, pages, docs. So we can use remember that this, I mean, the since we're using the page controller to render this page docs page, the controller is already passing to the view the whole model loaded, so that I don't have to worry about anything of that. So let's copy the one we have for the home page and paste it over here, right? So we have page view, which is not it's a page view. Documentation docs template. So this has, let me check. So we copied the home page. No, we need the default for this one. We need the default. So let me copy this and paste it over here. And we need to tweak it a little bit. The other thing I added, as you can see, I added a new action. So if people want to hook into the end of the page, or we want to add something special at the end of the page, we can do it by simply calling to this hook that I created. All right. After page, which is okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is the following. So let's check the documentation template, which is the start. All right, so the start has, let's double check. They have a doc wrapper, which we have doc wrapper. Then it has the doc header, which we have doc header. So we're not going to change that. And what it changes is this section over here. You see, so we have the documentation content and we have the menu here. Code block. All right, so let's start doing that. So we are going to first of all remove anything that we already coded for the default, and I start doing this thing over here. So it starts with a doc wrapper, no, a doc body, sorry, and then doc content. Right? We're going to copy this. Let me check the inner, and the inner wraps. What wraps the inner? Let's check where the inner stops doing the thing. Doc section. Okay, so the inner wraps the whole thing, as you can see. So we have to add the doc inner. So we copy the doc inner, and the sections. This part of the sections, we're going to handle the sections with shortcodes. All right. All right. So we're going to display here our page content. Page post content. Although here, yes. And actually, let's come over here to functions. Where is it? Functions. All right, to our model page. And we're going to add a new alias for our content, and this will be a function get content. Why I'm going to add a function is because I'm going to apply all the filters that the body has, the content body has. So you're going to do this PHP function get the content, and this is returns content with filters applied. Since 101, and this will return the string. Right, so we are going to do a return apply apply fill. Is this like this? Apply filters. And you want to apply filters the content, and what we're going to pass by is this post content. All right. So here, instead of using where we are, instead of using post content, we're going to use content. And we should add, first of all, let's double check that. WordPress, the content filter. Pretty sure that is the content. Yes, as you can see, that filters the content. All right. Perfect. So what we want to do now is maybe copy this thing that we added here and change it on the other pages as well. So we go to view. Let's go directly to our view folder. So here where we had the post content, we will have only content. Same as our homepage where we had the content. Now we're going to display equals page. Well, we can, let's keep something in the same line. All right. So let's test it. All right. So this is the normal page, which looks fine. And we are going to create a new page here, and that will use our documentation template docs. All right. Okay, so it's a sample. Actually, we don't want to touch that. So let's create a new post, a new page. Maybe what I can do is I can copy the content that is here as an example. Step 1, step 2. Paste it over this new page, testing page that we have. Where's the new page? Okay, here. Documentation. This is a test, right? This is a test documentation page. All right, so this will be handled. We'll have the docs template. Now let's publish this. Maybe we can change the color for this. Let's change it to pink. All right, so we see this. All right, method undefined but get content. All right, so something in our page is not. Oh, it's get content, not get the content. All right, we refresh this. Voila, looks nice. And you can see this is already considering the space here on the left side for the menu, for this menu over here, which is fine. So we are going to create that menu now. All right, so okay, we save that. Our default, which is page content, we'll save that. We'll save this. All right, so let's create a new menu now. So that's in the theme controller, if I'm not correct. If I'm correct, actually. And we come over here. Okay, we have the header menu, we have the footer menu, we have a menu 2, and now we're going to add a docs menu. Documentation menu. All right. Okay, so our documentation. So now that we added that to our theme controller, we want to check out how are they displaying the actual. All right, we're a list object. You can see that. So they called doc sidebar hidden access. All right, so we're going to do the same. So on our docs template, which is this one, we have the inner over here, and after the inner, we have okay, they close everything. You can see we can copy this too, so we can simulate the same thing. So the content and inner are closed, and after that they have this over here, which is the content nav and all this extra stuff. So we're going to paste it over here. Let's close them. Oh, first let's close the nav, then we close doc sidebar. So I'm going to copy, if I go to the header, there's where we have an example how we can load the actual menu. So we come back to the nav, and here we're going to load the menu we just created, which is a docs menu. And the class that we need to add to this would be nav doc menu as this. And maybe we can add a URL like this, change them, and you see they have data spy. That's called a fix. So we're going to copy this thing as well. I'm going to paste it over here. Let me change the view to not word wrap, so we have this full view of the actual and you can see each one of this. All right, so the inner sections has a scroll to, and we're not going the scroll to, we're going to add this as a sub menu, but we're going to use as I told before in a previous version, I was thinking to add this with view, and that's something I'm going to work on, sorry. So we have that done, so let's test it out. Let's see what happens. All right, obviously we don't have a menu here, so but it is loading. All right, something is not right because it's loading after the content. So let's see why is that happening. Page doc content. Oh, it's because doc content. Okay, let's check. Doc wrapper. Container. Doc body. Oh, we don't have the doc body here. All right, that's the issue. So div doc body, and this should wrap the whole thing like this. Let's add a close tag doc body, and this is doc sidebar. All right, we refresh this. We're still having the same issue, huh? Doc body, then doc body opens the doc content, doc body, doc content, page, doc sidebar, doc nav. All right, let's check what's going on here. So let's refresh this once again. Let's open the inspection, and we're going to check out what's going on. Why this is not all right. The body is respecting the theme, which is fine. The sidebar, doc sidebar. Is it the ID that is the one that is making the whole thing float to the left? Placed on top 0 is the affix. Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, I see what's going on. All right, so this is happening. Yeah, I can see what's going on. Okay, so this is happening because we need the affix functionality, and that's something that is coming with Bootstrap. So what we need to do is we need to include the Bootstrap class or the Bootstrap library to our assets, or exactly, that's what I said, the Bootstrap to our assets. So we're going to come here to the gulp file, and where we created previously injected CSS fonts, we're going to do the same for JS. So we'll call this to injected JS. We're going to add the JS like this. So we're going to copy the Bootstrap JS minified version. Let's double check that this is the path towards the Bootstrap. So Bootstrap distribution JS Bootstrap minified. So that's what we want to do. And we're going to add this as a previous task here as well. All right. So this way, if I run gulp dev, the gulp will compile Bootstrap JS into just one file, which is the app.js. So let's see what happened. Alright, while that is being loading, this is the first time gulp's running, it takes a little time once it processes. Alright, perfect. So if you come over here, or on our assets, I don't see the JS though. Raw JS, okay, raw JS is created, as you can see, as a minified version, but I'm not seeing the JS file as a whole. Style scripts. Oh, that's because the scripts are running before. Alright, I can see the issue here. We're gonna run it again. Alright, it did work now. So on our assets app.js, now we have Bootstrap, as you can see. But Bootstrap needs jQuery, because if we refresh this, if we refresh our site, now the app.js will be loaded, but probably the site's going to give me some warnings because we're not loading jQuery. It's not even reachable. I don't know why. Oh, that's a bummer. Why is that? Let's delete this file and see what happens. Speak up. Wow, weird. Yeah. There's an error being thrown. And it is on, well, this is auto loading the this is something you don't have to do though. Come to Bridge and see there's a bug fix for this. Alright, let's turn off auto queue. Let's see what happens. We don't have nothing like this, so we're going to do this. PHP, AUCO, register asset css dash app.css, and then we're going to register JS. This should be work. This should work now. Now let's load the JS. JS app.js. But for the JS, we need to include our jQuery first. So come over here. Where is this on main? So for this one, we want to auto enqueue, and so we pass by the auto enqueue. Then we pass by the dependency, which is jQuery. Then we tell it that we want it to be displayed on the footer. Alright, something is not right here, okay, on the bridge. The asset here should be, let's test this out. Right, so we have a pad and a one that is pad.js and QES, and we have a jQuery and footer true. So what it's trying to do double p register and Q script. Oh, this is why it's having a loop. All right, there's a bug I have to fix. Right, bug fixed. Alright, so you see now it is affixed over there. Wow. Alright. Menu nav 1 affix and affix top 5. What's different between this one and the other one? Position absolute, affix top. And ours is affix. Dot spy affix. Bummer. What have these guys done? Let's check their code though. Alright, so they have assets, they have JS as well. Oh, they have an affix here for the doc menu. Do you see that? The scroll spy, scroll to cards. Right, we need to include this file. Alright, so in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to come here to our raw folder, to our where is it, to our assets JS, and we're going to call to new file, and we're going to copy the content that we have on main.js. Let's add a extra documentation here so we know that it's from main.js file found at or from pretty docs, and we're going to save it same as main.js. Oh, but it should not be here. Let's copy this. It should be on. Oh, wait, where are we adding this? It's not. It should not be here. I'm wrong. Let's open the folder, and we need to move it to. Let's cut. Let's cut the file, and move it towards raw JS, and we paste it here. Now, when we run this, oh, sorry. When we run this, the main will be compiled as well on just one file, which is this one. So now we have Bootstrap and we have the other. Alright, it's perfect. Alright, so we remove this. And we might need to make a little change here because otherwise it will not work. Alright. Okay, so, and what I want to do now is here on our raw folder, I want to not load raw JS bootstrap. That means that JS. I don't want to save in our repository the bootstrap file because that's where we are loading that with via dependency. Alright, so our JS mean .js. This needs to change because we need to wrap this into something different. We have to do it like this. Function dollar, and this opens a new function like this, and we set this as jQuery, and inside that we paste all of this. We need to do that because WordPress does not recognize the dollar as a viable variable as jQuery. So with this little trick I did over here, we can use the dollar as normal. Alright, so that should work. Let's do go once again. And let's refresh this. Okay, so we have an error. That's because where is it? Alright, dollar match height is not a function. Match height is not a function. Probably it's because the version. Oh, you never included jQuery match height or the path to the script is not right. Alright, so we need to include this then. So here on our main class, we're saying that we're loading the, wait a second, the app, the normal app, and we need to load. Wait. Maybe this is because we were loading the thing twice. Let's reload now. No. Alright, so let's say that we need read jQuery and we need specifically jQuery match height. Now we don't have the error. Still, we're still getting the issue where this is at the bottom. Even though we already solved all the problems, we're still getting this. Oh, it's because they did. Okay, that's because these guys over here on their code are fixing the edit doc menu. So what we need to do is on our theme controller here, instead of letting WordPress define the ID, we're going to burn it with doc menu. Oh, sorry, this is not the one. It's on theme controller menu. No, sorry, it's not here. Here, where we define the items wrap, instead of letting WordPress set the ID, we're going to define as doc menu. So now when we refresh this, let's double check. We should have this as doc menu, right? We have this at knock.bat, and that is by affix, right? But somehow the CR sources. So we are loading includes app. Oh, we're only loading the app.css. Why is that? App.js. In our main class we have JS, app.js. Oh, it's because they. Is it because? All right. So let's find this on WordPress. WordPress. On WordPress. Right, seems like this. Okay, this seems like this is an external function. So if we look at this, it is not included in WordPress. Yes, you can see that. All right, so let's go here and double check. This is the library that we want to get. Let's see if they have a package JSON. They do have a package JSON, which is called JSON query match height. So what we do is we copy this and we come over here and we do npm install, and we are going to install this package and we're going to save it in our project. Alright, so that was the issue. So now as you can see, this is downloaded the package, which is fine. Now we can remove this because we actually don't need that specific dependency, and we will come, let's close the files that we're not going to use, and we will come to our Gulp file, and here we're going to copy, we are copying the bootstrap file, and we're going to copy as well the jQuery thing. So if we come to our project in our node models, we should now have a jQuery match height. So module jQuery match height, and distribution jQuery dot match height dash min dash JS. All right. So now if we run gulp dev, oh sorry, gulp dev, and we go to our assets, in our raw files we should not have this file over here. Obviously I'm going to include this in our git ignore, Or what I can do actually much better, maybe I can have in our raw file add a folder, add two folders. One will be a new folder, which will be external, and the other one will be source. So on external, we will copy all these dependencies in the external file, in the external folder. So let's open this containing folder. Let's delete these two. Let's move this one here, and let's change our gulp. So we move this to our JS external. So now if we run gulp dev, we should have external here, main here, and okay, let's run one more and let's check how the app.js has been compiled. Perfect. Alright, no, the app.js is not loading it's not reading the actual files. We might need to do another bug fix. Let's double check this library. Should be like this. All right. Now we run gulp dev. Let's see what happens. Go to assets, JS, app.js, and we have, now it works. All right. Let me change that though. We might need to change it. All right. Perfect. So now everything's compiled on the app.js, and everything, and now in our git ignore, instead of ignoring this file, we just ignore JS external. So we don't save in our repository the dependencies that we are loading via npm. All right. Now we should not have an error while loading our page here. Seems like this is working fine now. You see? All right. So it works. I'm liking how it looks like. Good. Now let's do a little break, because what I want to do now is I want to add you have seen that I changed a couple of things. I fixed a couple of things on the packages, so I want to update those packages so they are up to date with the fixes I just did, so it's available to anyone. I will connect very soon for the continuation of this session as part 6. So I hope you guys enjoyed what you watched, and yeah, have a good night. Have a good time. See you very soon.